Merry meet, greetings and blessings. I'm Amy Jean Guzlin, or Morgana Moonwater. I'm the High Priestess of the Coven of the Raven Moon and owner of Sacred Elements in Flint, Michigan. We are filming our very first pilot episode of what we're calling Witch Bits, short video clips, informational things about Wicca and witchcraft. When you don't have a lot of time to invest, but you want to study and learn and you need to see hands-on operation or an example of something. Our very first episode that we're going to put out is going to focus on smudging, the cleansing via the use of smoke. It's a super important practice in our faith and many others, and we hope you enjoy this and the other videos to come. I'm going to show you 4 elements and ways in which you can smudge today. The first one I'm going to show is the sage wand. Most everyone is kind of familiar with these. These are North American in their origin. This is a very Native American based practice. The one that I have right here is California white sage. That's really common, a very good quality. However, there are different types of sage, sometimes lavender, sweetgrass, things of that nature are worked in. But this is what we call a smudge wand. And to smudge is to cleanse with smoke. So we get it to create some smoke. This is my beautiful friend Rhonda, and she is going to be my Vanna White for our first video. So this is how we would smudge with sage. And keep in mind there's many ways to do it. This is just one example of how. I like to start at the top of the head, the crown chakra, and move the smoke back and forth. I'll bring it back and forth down her body, across all the meridians, focusing on the main chakra points. I come up under her extremities. Make sure to hit the chakra point in that palm. Cross back across the heart chakra to the opposing palm, all the way down. And you'll see variations of this, or sometimes you'll see this part skipped. But in our Coven practices, we smudge under 1 foot at a time. Very good. There's a super important chakra there. We get that cleansed and balanced. We'll bring it back up, and then we will have them turn. We begin the process again at the crown chakra, back and forth, up under the palm and the fingertips, to the other side. This time we've already hit those chakras at the bottom, so we just go down. I bring straight up, sage wand to my receiving hand, and with my projection hand, a blessing. Blessed be. And this is just one way with our sage. Another element that's used very similar to that method is a wood called Palo Santo. Palo Santo translates to mean holy wood. This one is a little more South American in its origin. Much of it comes out of Peru. And this is a very soft and aromatic wood. It's rich in its oils, so it burns and ignites quite easily. I'm lighting these off of a candle. We blow out any flame, and again, it'll produce the smoke. This is lovely. It's a little reminiscent of cedar. It's slightly different, but I very much enjoy the scent and the flavor. This one is quite intoxicating and very calming, so I make sure that it is inhaled. And done all kind of the same way. I will do it in the same method, but that one is called Palo Santo. Then something that's a little bit different, where these were both Western practices. I'm going to show you one that's a little more Eastern in its origin. And this is the use of dragon's blood for smudging. Dragon's blood is going to come to you in a resin form, hardened in a chunk. This is the sap of a plant that hardens. So we are going to need to bust this up in order to burn it. First you break it, then you grind it. This is a mortar and pestle that I'm using. This can be used for all kinds of dry herb mixing and grinding. The finer the powder is, the better it burns. Also, resins are very heavy, sticky, tarry, and so in order to burn them, we're going to need an igniter. What I have in here is a charcoal disc, and that's going to keep it burning for us. And when we pour the smoke on top, we get a nice, but sometimes brief, heavy, aromatic smoke. This one is absolutely intoxicating. They do make a street drug out of it by adding a few components to it that they call red rock opium. The inhalation of it does have a slightly mind-altering effect. This is very transic and can help in meditation. Dragon's blood cleans and smudges. It moves almost like water. I bathe myself in dragon's blood quite often. Not only does it cleanse, it amplifies magical intent. So it gets me perfectly prepared, cleansed, balanced, and empowered for my spell work. Now the last way that I would like to show you for smudging is something that you would do to a room and not a person. What I'm going to use in this, I use when I need some serious smudging, for example, in paranormal situations or in spirit work. This is something called Vesta Powder. Vesta Powder was carried by the Vestal Virgins. It is the most powerful thing I know for repelling negativity, and it will completely clear out an entire room, if not the whole structure, in one blast of anything negative. And it puts on quite a little light display, so you're going to want to do it. Notice I've moved to our ceramic floor instead of the carpet, and we're going to want to dump it in and back up. And just that easy, this space is clean. We hope you enjoyed your first witch bit. I'm Amy Jean Guzlin, Morgana Moonwater. Blessed be until next time.